All right. Welcome back to the Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 119. I'm here with Ken, SSKPromo, Mr. Bill, Seasonal Santa, and as far as I can read there, the big DOG.
DOG, yes.
I'm Cory, Grabs It Pops Vintage, and we're going to talk
Cory?
about all the things in the reselling career here that are new and cool. Because if you know us, new and cool is kind of what we do.
There's some, I didn't know. I didn't take notes. Is there something new and cool in reselling that I didn't know?
We're going to talk about. We'll find out.
Oh, okay. Man, stick around. That's great. Hey, I wanted to start out the show, Cory. Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday back.
We didn't even talk about that. Like last week when this episode came out, when last week's episode came out, it was your birthday that
36.
day. October. You're 36 years old,
36 this year.
Man, you're not aging well.
Well, I age like crap.
And then the next day, Tuesday, was my birthday.
Yep.
On the 8th.
Both October birthdays. See,
yes.
this podcast is better already.
I think so. All the October.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the October babies out there.
I met somebody at an estate sale today that was in line right behind me, and his birthday was yesterday. So another October birthday.
Man,
and he turned out to be a really cool guy.
We're up to, well, everybody born in October is cool.
Well, I didn't like him until he told me that.
He was a bit off-putting, and then
he was just a people. Until he told me that, he was just a people. Then he had a name and everything, and we got to talking. He was a good guy.
So I was expecting to open the P.O. box. Address is down below in the comments. I was expecting to open the P.O. box and find, like just stuffed with birthday cards. Nothing.
Yeah.
Not a thing. Every day I reach in that thing and my hand goes all the way to the back. I think, oh, maybe one got stuffed way in the back. Nothing.
No.
Every day, nothing.
What a disappointment.
But, did you get anything cool for your birthday? Any cool gifts?
I got Famous Dave's ribs and
a
very, very large portion of chocolate cake that I never should have eaten. Because I've been on a bit of a weight loss journey. And I call it a journey, but I'm really just sitting on the couch eating stuff less often than usual. So it's a short journey.
Okay.
So I should have stayed away from the cake, but I'll make up for it.
So I had chocolate cake too. I had chocolate cake too. Chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream, chocolate icing on the chocolate cake, and chocolate ice cream.
Is it that like that Betty Crocker ice cream that comes out of the white tub?
I don't know. No, I think. You mean ice cream or icing?
Or icing, the frosting.
Icing, the frosting on the cake. Do you call? Okay, there you go. What do you usually call it? Frosting or icing?
I call it frosting. Teresa calls it icing or something like that. I just call it delicious.
Well, that's par for the course. You call it frosting. I call it icing.
She knows. My daughter made this cake, and it was good. It had cherries like in the cake batter. And coffee in the cake batter, but it was mostly just chocolate, like just solid chocolate. But it was really good.
Yeah, cherries. I was on board.
You couldn't taste the coffee. You couldn't taste the coffee.
I would have been. Why did she put it in then?
I don't
to get
She's just kind of extra like that.
Get the extra caffeine. Get the caffeine in your cake.
She felt you were want to get me all wound up.
You were 36 years old now. You needed a little extra boost in your day.
Well, if Teresa makes the cake, I always get the same cake, and it's my favorite chocolate cake, and that's German chocolate cake.
Okay. Yes.
That's the preferred chocolate cake for birthdays. But at least in this house.
But the daughter.
But I know how much you like coconut.
No. See, coconut and we can't even get dessert right, Cory.
Can't even agree on cake.
I know, and cake is it's like a staple of life, I think. Well, I don't know.
For chubby fellas.
I don't, cake or pie. I mean, you got to have a cake on your birthday or some sort of like cakey like dessert.
I think pie is an old person thing because the older I get, the more I enjoy and appreciate a good pie.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I didn't want anything to do with pie. I like cake is all I wanted. But now I can appreciate a good pie.
Yeah, I think, if they were side by side, I would probably go for the pie first. And I'm a basic
depends on the
pie eater. Like an apple. I like a fruit pie, like an apple pie or a cherry pie. Then you kind of get those big froofy pies that are like kind of more
The cream pies.
That's it. A cream pie.
I
and
like
I'll
banana
eat
cream.
some of those, but
Like banana cream and
pies are good.
coconut cream. Those are both good.
See, there you go with the coconut again.
Now pie, I'm a pumpkin pie guy. Pumpkin, pecan, then apple. And if there's anything left in the fridge after that from Thanksgiving, then I'll think about it. But those three have to be gone first. I can't even think about another pie till pumpkin's gone.
I think I'm more. I think my favorite pie is a custard pie. Isn't
that just
my
pudding?
dad makes a great well, kind of, but no,
Why
it's
not
a
just
little
have
more
pudding?
solid than
So
pudding.
you don't like
it's
pie,
a little
you
more
just like
solid than
pudding.
pudding. Well, that too. I'm
Crusty
versatile
pudding.
that way. I decided that my dad made some pumpkin pies last week. A couple of, pre-season, getting warmed up for the fall season with the baking. And I think I had said this last year. I enjoy pumpkin pie, but I think if I never had another piece of pumpkin pie ever, I don't think I would miss it in my life.
You ever had one of those guys that's like, oh, you got to try sweet potato pie. Like that's way better than pumpkin. Have you ever had that guy?
Well, I don't associate with that guy because I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like sweet potato pie.
I've had that guy before. He's crazy.
Yeah. We don't like that guy. If that guy subscribed to the channel, just unsub.
I don't want anything to do with mashed potatoes in my pie.
That's right.
Sweet or unsweet, doesn't matter.
So you had Famous Dave's ribs and a big old piece of chocolate pie for your birthday. No fun gifts or anything like that. Or was that it?
We play it pretty low key for birthdays. We don't do well. We play low key. We took the grandkids and all three of our kids to a pumpkin patch. I sent you some pictures. We were out being festive.
Yeah. That looked like
I smiled once.
You did under duress, of course.
Well, I was on a swing. It was involuntary.
That was pretty cool, though. That setup with the big fall sign behind and all the pumpkins around.
They had so much. They had so much stuff there. Like they had like apple cannons. You could buy a bucket of apples and shoot cannons out at old cars and stuff. They had a corn maze that we got lost in for like 2 hours. We were in there forever. It was like a picture of Luke Bryant, like a coloring book picture of Luke Bryant. That was the maze. So you were going through his ear and his name and his hair, and like it took us forever to get out. I didn't mind Luke Bryant before we did the corn maze. Never gonna listen to another song.
Not a fan. Well, that's the oddest corn maze I've ever heard.
It was
Luke.
It was cool, but it was exhausting. Like we were in there for a long time. And they have this punch card. You got to find all these little signposts and you punch out these little things to solve a mystery.
Okay.
And you're all excited because after 2 hours of sweating and walking and just being generally fat and miserable, you get out of the corn and you bring your card up to the little booth and you say, "We did it. We got all of them. And this is this is the answer." And they say, "Okay, you can keep the card. That was our prize." So
you would have had to give the card back if you
pumpkin patch down by Yankton, South Dakota. F you.
Okay.
I ain't coming back. Ain't happening. I ain't never going back. You could have given me like a prize, something.
Did it just take that like a free bucket of apples to shoot at the cars or something like that?
No, they weren't free. You had to pay $5 for the bucket of apples.
Well, I know, but maybe if you finished the corn maze, that would be your prize, or a piece of pumpkin pie.
Graham's turned around, went back to the cornfield, and she stole a corn cob off the corn.
Okay.
She stuffed it in her pocket and took it home. We took a prize. So
was it signed by Luke Bryant?
No, but it was.
Oh,
let's see. It would have been right about his chest hair area. So is what it is. Corn maze.
Well,
you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. That's right around his chest hair area. That's. Oh, anyway, yeah, I had a good birthday.
Prize. Oh, I
had a good birthday too.
We had a pumpkin Rice Krispie treat. It was just a Rice Krispie treat covered with like fondant almost. It was like
okay,
but they were frozen. They were taking them out of the freezer and giving them to you. Nobody could eat it. Like we couldn't bite into it. Nobody could bite into it.
Rock hard. Oh, so you did send me one picture though. You were thinking of me that day, and
you got was so gross.
An apple cider slushy. Shout out to Coke Zero and apple cider. I'm still chugging that daily.
I didn't even want it, but when I saw they had them, and it was like $6.
Okay,
I was like, well, I gotta buy one just for Ken. Like I was thinking of Ken, so I gotta buy one for Ken. and I drank it. That was I don't like sour. That thing was so sour.
Really?
Like
I'm
I even tried to
surprised.
get the grandkids to eat it, and they were like,
They did.
But I
See,
finished it
when you
because
sent the picture, I was like, oh man, I can't, because I'm addicted to like the frozen Cokes. Like to go to the gas station, they have the
that's
frozen
kind of what it
Cokes.
was.
And I'm thinking, I wonder if I can get a frozen apple cider Coke Zero
Put it in your freezer.
at
You can do it.
home, DIY.
Yeah, DIY one. It can't taste worse than what I got. It's kind of like spending time with you on this podcast. A little bit refreshing and kind of sour.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and
No,
I can live up.
I'll tell you what.
Funny.
After the corn maze, I was going to drink the whole thing because I needed it.
Yeah.
Whether I liked it or not, it was one of those situations.
Well,
and they didn't offer. I mean, they had a beer garden, but I'm not a beer drinker, and it was 1 in the afternoon, so I wasn't going to do that. They didn't have much else there in terms of food, but they had like pedal go-kart track. They had just all kinds of things. I mean,
that sounds like too much
you
effort.
could spend all day there.
It sounds like, did the kids enjoy it though? Did the grandkids and
yeah, the kids enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yep. And we took our budget family pictures on the iPhone. So that's our family pictures for the year.
By the big fall sign at the Harvest Festival.
Yep, that's got to go on the wall.
Well, that's cool.
So that was your 12-minute reselling segment where we resold nothing.
Now we're going to talk about we need to hurry up too because it's hockey season. And hockey season, my team, the Columbus Blue Jackets, just started today. I'm recording this, and
are you serious? You watch hockey too?
Is on right now. Oh yeah, I love hockey. And so as soon as I'm done, I'm recording the game. So as soon as I'm done,
not everybody born in October is a good guy. Not everybody.
Man, hockey's great. I wish my team was better, but
hockey was great when they were allowed to fight more. Then you could just watch it for the fights.
Yeah, they don't fight as much. Every now and then one will break out, but
Miracle on Ice time frame. Hockey was okay.
Oh yeah, there was teeth on the ice at the end of the game.
Well, there couldn't have been many because none of them started with many. Like when they got out there, most of the professionals didn't have teeth anyway.
They didn't have, or that they all had the like the false teeth or the what do they call the plates,
the retainer thing, just to clip in the front.
Yeah, with just like extra teeth in it, and then they take them out, game time, so nobody knocks out their retainer. So yeah, every now and then there's a good fight. Let me see. I didn't get a tape dispenser. I got a new tape dispenser for my birthday.
As a gift?
Well, yeah, kind of, because I got like Amazon cards, Amazon gift cards, and eBay gift cards and stuff. And
so you didn't get it from America Bubble Boy, our friend Joel.
I did not. Now Joel's a great guy, but here's what I want to say. I actually, to put tape in my tape dispenser, because it's not like one of the handhelds, like a big desktop one has suction cups on the bottom. It's metal, heavy weighted. Because every now and then it's like I just need a piece of tape or some smaller pieces of tape.
I love my desktop one,
and it's not always the easiest to get it off of the tape gun. Like when you just need a piece.
Get your finger every time.
Oh, it does usually.
Get teeth marks in my finger half the time from trying to rip a piece off.
And this one has it'll hold the 3-inch wide tape, and then it'll also hold like a 2-inch wide and a 1-inch wide at the same time. So it's pretty versatile. And
multi-purpose.
I just got it in. I ordered it like that night of my birthday, which was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And so it came in today, and I got it on the desk, and I was going to order the tape, because I was out of 3-inch tape too, and I was going to order it from American.
What's your mother's maiden name?
My mother's maiden name is.
Can I get your social?
My last 4 digits of my social, and
sorry, I'm multitasking here.
No, American Bubble Boy was out of tape.
What
they
size?
were out of. Well, I was trying to get the 3-inch wide tape in any configuration, whether it was the 6-roll, the 36-roll case, the whatever, all the 3-inch tapes.
We might have ordered it all.
Joel, get that back in stock. I had to order it from Amazon because I needed it.
We have one of the big desktop tape dispensers, but we bought the big 4-inch one from Uline.
Okay.
And we just bought a couple cases of their 4-inch tape from there. I love that thing. Like, I can't imagine packing every day without it now. Like, we use it all the time.
I'm looking forward to packaging stuff up that's, I just got to get a place for it. My everything in my life is out of, like, it's disorganized. I've got stuff everywhere, whether it's inventory or listed inventory or death pile stuff. And even my shipping table now, which was just this nice wide open space, it's got stuff piled on the one end, and I have to move stuff every time I want to ship. And so that's one of my goals here soon, is to clean off shipping station.
Did you have a tape dispenser before this?
No, just like a tape gun that you use a hand, but not. So when you're not one, like
if you're taking and putting bubble wrap around something to package it up, how are you taping your bubble wrap, with the tape gun?
Well, yeah, I'd have to tear off a piece. Well, what I do is
that's insanity.
Up above me, up above the thing is a shelf that has all of my like boxes and stuff up there. And so whenever I get ready to ship, I get the 2-inch, then I use the 2-inch tape gun for that. And I tear off a bunch of pieces and I stick them all along the edge of that, so that they're on there. And then when I'm putting bubble wrap and tape, and I can just reach up there and pull one off. That's why I wanted the tape dispenser.
The tape dispenser is going to change your life.
That's it's inconvenient. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward. Now, I almost want to get another one for just the 2-inch tape. Now I can just put 2-inch tape on there. I'm going to experiment because I don't always need the 3-inch wide to just tape a piece of bubble wrap together.
No, but the cool thing is, like, even with the 4-inch tape, which is all we put in the dispenser, you just pull out like an inch of it and rip it off, and then you could tape your bubble wrap or whatever. Fun fact: when you mount that thing or put it on the bench, put it back a couple inches from the edge of the bench, because when you're walking by those, they will bite you. Yeah.
Well, this one has a little safety cover that like flips down.
So, take that off.
Just rip it off first thing. Don't even use it. So, when you're not using it, you can flip up the little safety cover. And
this podcast is about efficiency. You got to get rid of that as soon as possible.
Yes, safety. We're not about safety. We're about efficiency. Get the job done, no matter the cost.
Leave Band-Aids on the desktop. You ain't got to go look for them later.
Just got, as long as you make enough money to pay your insurance premiums, then.
Were we supposed to have insurance in this field?
Well, it's helpful if you go to the doctor for anything.
About once every 10 years.
I haven't been to the doctor for ever.
If I can't stop the bleeding, I'll go. Other than that, I'm staying home.
That's pretty much my philosophy too. I'll just walk it off. I know that there's a bone sticking out, but it'll heal.
Out of all the doctors I've met, I've only met one of them that I would say is smarter than me. And that's not good. Like, I've met some really dumb doctors. So I don't know if that's a South Dakota issue. I just don't like, these people are just people, and they're not particularly smart people. I wouldn't let them park my car. Why would you let them fix your body?
Oh, man.
With the exception of one. I have met one doctor that made me feel really stupid. He was very smart.
Okay.
And I'd let him park my car.
What country was he from?
He was from the U.S. He was just a down-home old guy. Like,
I know, it seems like
particularly smart. He just was a very smart person. You can tell.
Okay. And he cured what ailed you?
Yep. He was just very no-nonsense. Like, oh, that's a very deep cut. We should probably not leave that open. There you go. Freaking brilliant.
You didn't do like the whole super glue thing? Like, just stick it together with super glue?
I have, but that one was a bit beyond super glue.
Okay. Was this a reselling related incident?
It was not.
Okay.
It was not. It was many, many, many years ago.
Oh,
it's been a long time since I've had to go to the doctor for anything. I'm pretty cautious. I'm a careful guy.
Yeah, I try to watch what I'm doing, and for the most part, I'm not. If I get the sniffles or a sore throat, it'll be gone in a few days. I don't need to go to the doctor for that. I'm
not a big fan.
One day I'll probably just collapse, and that'll be it. And
You won't be able to regret not going to the doctor because
They'll just call the coroner rather than the doctor. My next appointment is an autopsy. I think
Joe can come in and whatnot all your death pile out of there and clear that out.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I have so much. I actually think about that. What if like something happened tomorrow and I don't want to be morbid. What if I died tomorrow? I would feel bad for the person
down this road again?
that has to come in and like clean this stuff up, or even figure out what to do with it, or even figure out like how to cancel my eBay.
Set something up with
store.
Roman.
Roman could come down and get it all.
Just have Roman bring a truck. Didn't he do a movie? No, he did like hard drive recovery.
Yeah.
Paul did a moving company.
Paul Philly.
Well, just call Roman and tell him to grab a couple friends and hit up there with a big moving truck and clear it out. Not an issue.
And just unload it.
That's the thing.
I wouldn't even know how to go about like somebody like shutting down like my eBay store. Is that even anything that like do what?
Don't shut it down. What are they gonna do? Give you a bad review? You ain't gonna read it.
I would just feel bad for all those people that kept ordering stuff and then nothing.
Why? They're alive.
Didn't ship.
They got the better end of the deal. eBay's gonna give them their money back. I ain't worried about it.
I should probably figure that out though. Maybe leave some instructions someplace. Here's my password. Go into my eBay and just shut down my store.
Well, you could send me your password.
Okay. And my mother's maiden name and the last four digits of my social.
I want to make sure I can get into everything. Send me a key to the garage so I can bring a truck.
I'll just write down the code for the keypad. You can.
Yeah, I want you to know I wouldn't do this for just anybody.
I appreciate it. See, that's what friends are for. Oh, mercy sakes. So anyway, what did you? Today's your sourcing day, right? Thursdays.
Thursday. Yep.
It
was a slow sourcing day.
Did you find anything good?
We found a few things. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't great. We went to a couple overpriced estate sales. We went to about 10 garage sales. It was pretty slow out there, but we did pick up. We picked up a bunch of these thingers, stereo view pictures. I don't know if you can see that.
Let me make that big. If somebody's watching on YouTube, okay, yeah, those are the these little things that have that device.
Yeah, it kind of that splits it, and you're looking at both photos.
Yeah,
they're the same photo. It just makes them look more 3D.
Why does that look like I'm playing the trombone? You bought a trombone today?
Yeah, no, it's more up here, I think. So we found
pretty cool.
Stacks of those things, all different. Like they're all from really late 1800s and very early, like 1900 to 1910 era.
Okay.
So they're all really early. But watching Josh Galt and Profit Playbook Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Profit Playbook Podcast. He's doing those. Like that's kind of something he niched into. Now I do know like he kind of controls the market on those now because he's got like 1 billion of them.
Okay.
But I do know there's some value there, and just kind of learned a little bit about them. So I knew to look, like use your phone and zoom in on them to see if they were printed or if they're photos.
Okay.
And I only took the actual photograph ones. I left all the printed, like the reproductions.
Okay.
I left all those there. So I don't know. We got like 95 of them. Like we got a big stack of them.
Oh, cool. So let me ask this: had you not watched Josh Galt here recently and him talking about that, would you have passed those by at a yard sale?
Yeah, because we've tried to do postcards and stuff before, and they just don't move. They're slow. Like they're just, and I think these are too. I don't think these are fast moving things. Okay. But I do know they're real, and they're authentic photographs, so they're antique. Okay. They're not even vintage. Like they're antique at this point.
Okay.
And there is a market for them. So if nothing else, matter of fact, I emailed Josh a little bit. I'm even talking to him a little bit to see if he just wants to buy the lot, because we got them cheap enough. I think we could turn them over to somebody like him who has some expertise in them, and he can get top dollar out of them.
Okay.
So we may just do that with them, or just lot them up and sell them to someone else. Like I don't think we're going to go do 100 listings of those things with all the different topics in them. But it's a ton of like old military and old buildings, and like there's some cool topical photographs in there.
Yeah, so, that's cool. See, and that's I've learned a lot of things watching other people on YouTube, and it's like I would have never thought about that. When you showed that, I was talking to Larry Way Out One, and the other day, and he called me on my birthday, actually, wished me a happy birthday, and so shout out to Larry. But he was talking about slides, like photograph slides, come in the little carousel,
like in the little slide projector things.
Yeah. And I know that I've seen tons of slides and the carousels and stuff at yard sales, but my thought was always like, why would somebody want a bunch of slides of somebody else's
Disney vacation or something?
Family vacation. But that's when you said Disney, that's one thing that he was telling me. He buys these things up all over, and they seem to be pretty decent sellers. Different. And if somebody went to Disney on a vacation back in the 70s or 60s or whatever, people, they're getting these, and they're kind of looking past the family photo of everybody sitting there, they want to see what the architecture, what things, at Disney or old cars. Yeah, all of that stuff that people are wanting to see, or attractions and parks and stuff like that are no longer around. And people think, I remember.
It's funny that we held that one up. Reading on the bottom of that, that's actually in Galveston, Texas, after a hurricane. That's a university where people sheltered.
Okay.
So it's very topical for this week.
Oh yeah, with the hurricane.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit last week with, that we were thinking about all the people when it was going to come through. So it just went through. Yes, we're recording this on a Thursday, and so the hurricane went through yesterday down in Florida, kind of central Florida, across the middle of the state, and tons of damage and tons of water, and checked in with people that I know down there. Everybody seemed to make it through okay with nothing major, but I know there are a lot of people that, so shout out to those folks, and we're thinking about them. And that reminds me, I forgot to do something. I'm not going to bring it up. But I'm mad at myself. But yeah, Larry was talking about.
So,
well, see, that makes two of it. That's one thing we can agree on. I'll do it next week. I got to write myself a note. But Larry was talking about the slides, and I'd always thought, why would anybody want that? And we talked about those different things that why somebody might want a slides, and there's some individual ones that sell really well, or most of the time it's a group. A lot of these are scenic things, or these are old cars, or these are old vacation photos, and people buy them up, and then you can sell the carousels, or if you get the whole slide projector machine, people are looking for those. And
even Josh was talking about that on a lot of these slides and pictures and old photos and stuff. Like if it's of something cool, like say somebody went and took a picture of like Mount St. Helens or something like that.
Yeah.
Like in those touristy areas, the big mountain or the big statue or the something like that everybody goes there to see. There's like a billion of those pictures out there, so they're not worth a lot. Yeah. But if you get more off the beaten path, like a couple of guys in a horse buggy with, in front of an old bar that no longer exists, like those are the ones that tend to be better because it's not something that there's a ton of photos of, which kind of makes you look at old photographs and stuff a little bit different. You're right. You tend to look past the goofy family and look at what's around them.
Yes.
But again, I know nothing about memorabilia and old photos. I just know I saw him talk about them and they were cheap enough. So I grabbed them, and we figured we'd pay our tuition. We'd learn.
Well, that's what I'll do. I'll file that away. And next time I'm at a yard sale and I see some slide carousels or whatever.
Yep. Oh, pizza guy there?
I know for some reason my Echo, my Alexa device is out there chattering about something. I don't have any clue.
Who's he talking to?
Well, I don't know. There's nobody out in the other room. You have an
intruder? Did you get a pet?
Apparently. Well, you know what? It could be. I just installed a security camera out back, like outside my back door. Not for any reason, just because I got it at a really good price on a Whatnot sale. Shout out to, I bought it from Ray, Nashville Flipper. He does a lot of electronics, and I was watching his show. And
I'd
so I
get one
bought
too if I
this.
lived in your neighborhood where you have random guys on scooters dropping off octopus bombs.
Well, and this one shines out my back door, or out in the back, because that's usually that's where my garage is and where my vehicle and stuff is. Nothing ever goes on out front. Plus, I didn't want to have to deal with like traffic going by and setting it off and stuff like that. But so I got the security camera set up, and it does hook to my Echo device. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. I looked at my phone here. There's no notification. So
we got a notification while we were out at a garage sale. No, we were just pulling up to a garage sale today. And it was a small garage sale. We weren't impressed with it. But as we were parking the car, our phone dinged for a sale on eBay. And remember that Tennessee Oilers jacket that I was telling you about? It's a Proline, like a starter jacket looking jacket. It was Tennessee Oilers, which apparently they were Tennessee Oilers for
like
a season,
2 seasons
or two, like 97, 98. And we found that jacket, and that sold today while we were pulling into a garage sale for $250.
Sweet.
So great sale.
That's cool.
All you can see was my ring light there. So that was really cool. Like, to find that out there. We knew it wasn't. I knew as soon as I saw it, Tennessee Oilers didn't sound right, because I knew that I've heard of Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Tennessee Oilers.
And then the Tennessee Titans.
And I heard of the Titans. So I was like, this must have been, like, they must have been moving around. So we grabbed it, and we paid up a little bit for it. We paid $100 for that jacket and a Patriots jacket, just like it. An old, I think it's a 1998 Patriots starter jacket.
Yeah.
So we paid $100 total, and that one just, I mean, we're in the profit already between just that one. So that was a fun cha-ching at a garage sale.
Oh yeah, that's always good. Yeah, I love it when you look down and it's like one of the high dollar sales. I was trying to do some packing the other day. Well, it was actually on my birthday, and it seemed like I spent the whole morning just talking to people that had called me, just to talk on my birthday.
Yet another problem I don't have.
I got no cards in the PO box, but
I didn't either.
I got phone cards, or phone calls.
I think I got 2 texts
to pack up,
and one of them I initiated.
Hey, it's my birthday today. Are you going to wish me?
That's something to say.
And I still had my shipping to get done, and it was getting like to the afternoon, and all of a sudden it's like I looked at the clock and was like, oh no, this one was one of them was a UPS package, which I have to get over there at a certain time. If I don't get there by like 2:30 in the afternoon, they can pick up anytime after 2:30. Then I would have to wait and take it out to the actual UPS hub, and I didn't want to have to drive all the way out there. And so I'm out there. I'm trying to get the stuff done and packaged up so I can race over to the postal store. And then I get a cha-ching. I get another sale. I'm like, and it was I'm the only one. I get disappointed when I get a sale. It's inconvenience to me. But it was an old starter Ohio State Buckeyes, like a pullover.
Yeah.
And the person and it's like, okay, well, if I don't get that one ready, I can ship that out tomorrow. But the buyer had left a message along with it that said, I would like to wear this jacket on Saturday for the game. Can you please try to ship it out ASAP? And it's like, okay, I haven't left, so I'm checking the time. Well, luckily, I had the forethought of a lot of my clothes that are not that are listed are hanging. They're hanging on a rack, and I go pick it up and I get it ready. This one, I had already had it folded and bagged in like a clear, the clear bags and stuff. So it was just in one of the bins. I was able to pull it out real quick, shove it into the poly mailer, seal it up, and label and out the door.
How much did it sell for?
Not much. 20.
Oh, okay.
25.
I thought it was like a really expensive one. I was like, you threw that in a poly?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't very high end. It's one of those things that's, a vintage starter jacket, but based on the prices and the comps and all of that stuff, one would think that it should go for more, but it just
would
didn't
think so.
have a high value. Yeah, I think it was right around $20, maybe less than 25, somewhere in there.
No. We had an exciting
But I did
sale.
make it. Not to leave anybody hanging. I did make it.
It did
to
make
the
good.
postal store. Yes. So
We had an exciting sale. It wasn't a high dollar sale. It was $14.78 or something like that.
okay.
But it was our second sale ever on Amazon. We sold another book.
Oh, that's right. You're a book. Cory. Cory's a bookseller.
I could say that now. I'm a bookseller, not just a book buyer.
Okay. So you got your second sale. You said it was your second sale on Amazon of books, and these are ones that we had talked last week where you were scanning books at the out of the big Gaylords and sending them in, and
it wasn't one of those yet. Those books we just sent in yesterday, so they're on their way. That's going to take forever to get processed and for sale, but they're on their way. This is one of our previous shipment, and I have no idea where it went because it doesn't show up in our total sales. It shows up in our total global sales. So I think it went international somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But
man, now you're an international bookseller.
Yeah. There you go.
That's exciting.
New titles. I'm gonna write that down.
International bookseller, Grams and Pops Vintage.
So we're getting into Amazon. We're not making money. We are so far in the hole, but stuff is selling.
Once all those books start to get there, I just think that's funny. I was talking about that last week. How Cory, things are so bad for Cory over there that he's down to books and hats. Yeah, it's like his two least favorite things to sell. And
it's not because I don't like photographing them or anything like that, because they're two of the easiest things to take pictures of. It's just that I'm not good at selling them. Like, I'm horrible at selling. I can't crack the code. Okay. So I'm determined. I'm going to figure it out, because we are determined to scale our eBay store up, or scale our income. I don't care if it's eBay. We're determined to scale our income, like our take home.
Yes.
And so we're trying all kinds of new stuff. Like in our video coming out this coming Wednesday, that's what the whole video is about, is different things we're trying to scale our income. Because I don't care if we ever make $100,000 in sales in a week. I care what comes back to the bank account. So and there's only so much time in a day, so you can't. I mean, the answer is not always list more, because you can only list so much.
Sure.
So we got to figure out how to get more out of what we're doing.
Okay.
So we're figuring out hats. We're figuring out books. We're doing all kinds of stuff to try and figure out where is the most return on investment in terms of time.
Yeah. I know the answer to the question, Cory, and I'm excited. So just get to it.
I don't know the answer to the question, but one of the new things we're trying.
The answer to the question is vintage thrifted.
Vintage thrifted. That is one of the things we're trying. We did start our own website, and we've niched down. We took one niche that we're selling on eBay and moved just that niche to our own website.
Okay.
So and we decided it was going to be vintage clothes. So shirts, hats, coats, belt buckles, basically all vintage clothing.
Anything vintage.
And it's something that typically we just don't do that fantastic with on eBay, because it's so saturated.
Yeah.
But you could promote that to death within eBay, but we want to be able to market it ourselves. We want to be able to get off of eBay and market it. And I don't trust eBay marketing as far as I could throw eBay, the building. So we want to be able to do our own off of eBay marketing. So that's why we decided to do Vintage Thrifted as our own website.
So, I caught spoiler alert. Your video comes out on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
So is this an exclusive? Is this a premiere?
This is an exclusive.
It's a premiere. So I called it up here. I'm going to bring it up. This is your website, site. your e-commerce. So vintagethrifted.com. And I like this header here. Buy with confidence, money back guarantee.
Yep. We've got all the protections built in.
And then down here, collection list, vintage shirts, vintage hats, coats and jackets, and accessories. What's on sale? Okay, look. I don't know if anybody's watching on YouTube. I like how these photos, like you kind of mouse over it.
Check out those Disney jackets. Those things are cool.
Which, like right here, vintage
both
90s
of them.
Disney.
There's 3 of them on there, but yeah, both of those are vintage 90s Mickey jackets.
Leather varsity jacket. Yeah. Limited edition. So $249.99. Okay. And it's on sale already. The site just opened up. It's
Hey,
on
we run
sale.
sales all the time.
Free shipping. Always. Don't love the product? We'll take it back. We ship next business. See, this is pretty sweet looking here. So this is a site that you're running on your own.
Yep.
That people can go to and buy vintage shirts, hats. So this stuff are things that you had a bunch of in a death pile.
We didn't have a bunch in a death pile. We just have a bunch on eBay, and we find a bunch quite often. So it's something we find often enough, but we don't typically. I mean, it's pretty saturated on eBay, and it doesn't move super fast. But when it does, we always get a decent amount for it. It sells at a good profit. It's just we have no control of the marketing. And by doing this, I guess the first thing about this is if you're looking for say you're looking for this vintage jacket, and your option is to get it right here on this site, looking at this site the way it's laid out, or go buy it on eBay. I stand a pretty good chance of competing with eBay in terms of trust, because this is all we do is vintage clothes.
Yeah.
That's it. So the trust factor and just not being eBay actually plays to our advantage a lot of times, because you're not just buying from, maybe some guy in his bathtub taking pictures with his feet in the jacket at the same time. You're buying from somebody that does nothing but vintage clothes.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I see there's like business hours on here. There's a phone number. It looks like a legitimate, almost like it would be like a brick and mortar that has a website. So, and then
it's got it's got a lot of the trust factors that eBay should have and doesn't.
So I like this tab here too. We buy vintage. Do you have any clothes, hats, or accessories to sell? So they can contact you. Pre 2004 graphic tees, sports and band clothing, advertising. This is pretty sweet. That's
and it's got all the same customer protection built in too. You've got next day shipping that's free all the time. It's always free shipping. You've got your money back guarantee. The only difference is we police that. So we have what we call, it's a flexible restocking fee. If somebody wants to send something back because it's messed up or had a hole or they didn't like it, we take it back. If they want to send it back because they wore it to the Christmas party and now they don't want it anymore, we have a restocking fee. And you can't do that on eBay.
Yes.
But we also have discretion in terms of what we want to. If they send me back a handkerchief instead of a vintage Tool t-shirt, they're not getting their money back.
Yeah,
we control all that stuff. But more for us, it's the marketing side of it. We get to control the marketing budget, where it's advertised and how. So we can actually put it out there. If somebody's going to go on Google and search for, a vintage Harley Davidson shirt, we can put our ads right in front of them. And if they're seeing us next to eBay, we did the same thing when we ran our e-commerce site. Our largest competitor was Amazon.
Okay.
But we got more customers than Amazon for our particular product because it's all we did. And if somebody had questions, they could call us. You can't call Amazon and say, I have a question about this measurement. I mean, so we do have a lot of advantages that the bigger places don't have.
Well, that is, and this is kind of an undertaking, though. I mean, this is a good way to scale your business, to take those items that
it's not something I would recommend for everybody.
That's where I was going with it. It's not something, to start your own website, your own, the e-commerce or whatever on there. But since you've had experience with that,
I mean, we have probably 40 hours in building the website and getting it to work the way we want to. Yeah. We have probably 8-9 years of marketing experience on Google. So we know how to market the stuff already. I mean, if you have the expertise or people who do, I would say this is a great way. If you could pull a niche, just one niche off of your eBay store and do it this way, it's something I think I would recommend. But for somebody with no experience building sites or marketing sites, it's not a friendly path. There is a huge learning curve.
So you had said that like some of these items you're also going to have listed in your eBay store as well as on all of them.
We actually list it to eBay, and then I copy the listing from eBay and remake it in our own store. with the exception of we raise the price between 25 and 30% on our store.
Okay.
We can get more out of it because we're kind of a boutique and that's all we do. We're niched.
Yeah.
And also when we get customers, they're our customers. They're not eBay. I can communicate with them any way I want. I could text them. I can send them, emails. I could send them packages after the fact. Like we can really nurture those customers and bring them back because we're selling the same type of item they just bought. Where on eBay, you're very limited in how you can do that and what you can do because they're eBay's customers.
Yeah, I see that, here where you can sign up for like my account. There's a my account tab. And so once you have that information, when I click on it, the very first thing is what's your email address for your login. So yeah, you're going to be able to hit these customers up with sales and promotions. And
anytime somebody on that site gets all the way to the checkout, they go past their shopping cart and they go to their checkout.
Yeah.
At that point, to finish the checkout, they have to put in either a phone number or an email so we can contact them. And once we have that, we can recontact them. Matter of fact, within that system, if they start filling out their checkout but they don't finish and they go away because life happens, we can actually email them and say, hey, we saved your cart. If you'd like to come back in the next 24 hours, we'll save it for you. Come back and finish your purchase. So there's a lot of things you can do that you don't have. And the product pages alone, like one thing that drives me crazy about Shopify, if you pull up a Shopify listing and you see the title and the photos and the price. You're not like you have to dig to find the actual description because you get your product title, photos, and price, and then they start advertising other sellers' products that are similar underneath of that. And just to find the description, you got to click on a link to expand it so they don't even get to read the description. Yeah. But on this site, the description is front and center right under the photos. You're going to see it.
I should have left it up there. It's very, very clean, very professional looking. I'm actually not even paying attention to you anymore. I'm just looking at this site to see what you have. But so go. That's interesting. So, any of you, if you're looking for vintage items, clothing, apparel, accessories like that, check out. And it's open like right now. If I wanted to buy something, I could buy something from there.
Yeah, it's completely open. It's not really a resale price thing, so you're looking at retail prices, but you're going to get like the full e-commerce experience. Yeah, like it's like ordering from just any other e-commerce store you find on time. When you get something from us, it's going to have the vintage Thrifted logos and box inserts, and like you're getting a custom experience. It's not the eBay experience where you're ordering out of some guy's garage, which is what it feels like a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, you order from, and we all do it because you want to help, recycle stuff, but you order something from eBay and it shows up in an Amazon box half of the time.
And I'm not trying to crap on eBay because they're still our number one and will be for a long time source of income. But this is a completely different experience for the buyer all around the entire, and like say Ken goes off the rails tomorrow and starts hitting the juice hard and he's sending out packages with half an empty beer in it. That affects my eBay store as much as it does his. For that customer, he'll never buy on eBay again. I control every experience that comes through our store.
Yes. That's and part of it, you're talking how you could scale. What avenues can you do? Because you're not necessarily have you maxed out eBay and what you can do, but you've kind of plateaued at a level. It's like, what can we do for more income? And we have all of this stock and these items that we are still listing on eBay, but how can we get more eyes on them? Where can we get what sort of a platform and having that experience of the marketing and the e-commerce? This is just a great idea.
We can get eyes on it that aren't going to see it on eBay because we can market it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to get more money per product because of the type of store it is.
Yes.
And we can get a much larger percentage of return customers. One, because we're niched, and two, because we control the after the purchase marketing, which you don't have a lot of control of on eBay. We could really customize that to get customers to come back. So we're not necessarily increasing our sales. It's going to be a much lower quantity of sales.
Yeah.
But profit per sale and return sales, like every customer is worth a lot more to us than they are on eBay. Not that the customer's not worth more, but they're worth more dollar amount wise.
Sure. Yeah. So, I'm always thinking about how I can make money off of somebody else. So can I set up an affiliate link to
We are going to have affiliate
to
links.
your store? Oh,
We are
really?
going to have an affiliate program.
I was just busting your balls there with that, but that's cool.
Yep.
Hey,
We do have an affiliate program in the works.
it's a great way. And, I like it. And that you're buying stuff as well, from people. This is pretty cool. So, if you're listening here, go check out vintagethrifted.com.
Yep.
And, yeah, check it out. There's a lot of great stuff on there. If you're a collector, if you like the old apparel and stuff like that, you're not gonna pick it up to resell it, but you're gonna pick it up to wear it and enjoy it and love it for the rest of your life.
We're at almost 100 products on there now. I think we have like 92 products total, and we're still adding. We're adding every day. Teresa's out taking pictures right now to add more.
Are you changing your sourcing habits then in order to fund this? I mean, you're going to be looking more for. Do you have bins in your area that you're going to be? Okay.
We don't have bins, and I wouldn't go there if there was nothing but vintage Harley Davidson in the entire bin. I still wouldn't go to bins. Like they keep them.
Gotcha.
I'm not a bins guy. It changed our sourcing in the fact that I'm looking after we do our normal sourcing, which we always do. We go in, we look for the cameras, we look for the high return on investment stuff, the hard goods.
Yeah.
When we're on our way back out of the garage sale, we look at the clothes and hats, and we look at the books. Those are things that we never really paid attention to before.
Yes.
But slowly but surely, those are turning. I mean, we did that one Harley Davidson sale, the T-shirt sale, where we sold the bundle for $1,500.
Yes.
And so there's a good return on investment. It's just not as fast. And all of this stuff still goes straight to eBay first.
Yeah.
But then it's always, we promote it on eBay. We're trying to get the eyes on eBay, and we'll pay the fees on eBay. But
now,
I can market it to a whole
point,
different audience off of eBay.
It will be a point. Okay, so you're being able to market the site a little bit. On your own. You can hit the audience. You can target whatever you want, and you are, because it's a boutique or a specialty. It's all vintage stuff. If you are starting to sell on here, are you going to take those items off of eBay? Or just have stuff go directly to here if this takes off? Because I think about that. We joke and we kid and you work me over about, say, like the Whatnot, where why would I sell it for cheaper on Whatnot if I can get this amount on eBay? Mm-hmm. Will that turn into that? Why would I sell it on eBay when I can get 20, 30, 40% more on vintage thrifting?
If we ever get to the point where we have a pretty massive customer base over there, and I know this type of thing, it's going to sell like quick. Yeah. At a higher profit, then yeah, we would maybe not put that on eBay, but we're never going to stop buying vintage cameras or like the one-click cameras or like all the hard good stuff we buy. We'll never not do that because it's so easy.
Yeah. Well, and that would defeat the purpose too, because the reason for this is another avenue to scale your business to another level. I started to say that earlier, how you've been talking that you've kind of plateaued with eBay, no matter what sort of work that you do, what sort of promotions, no matter how much more inventory or different stuff, you're kind of at that same level. And what do you do not only, for your business, for your income, for your bottom line, and what else can you do?
I mean, if you look at the people that are buying vintage clothing right now, it's a lot of 20-somethings that are buying old vintage clothes because it's kind of the cool thing to do now.
Yeah.
And go ask 10 people that are in their 20s if they buy on eBay. None of them. Not one. I've asked my kids, I've asked their friends, if you found something you really liked, would you buy on eBay? Nope. They won't. They will not shop eBay. They don't trust eBay. So they have a major trust issue. They have a major image issue.
Well,
the younger crowd, just less and less is shopping on eBay. Not to say nobody does, but it's a real thing.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for us that a lot of the sellers, that's our main avenue is eBay.
And we sell to an older audience most times.
Yeah. And if it's not pushed out there by eBay, come on, eBay. I don't need auto parts, eBay. Nobody I know needs auto parts, and everybody I know that wants auto parts goes down to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto. I bet within less than 2 miles, there are 3 major auto parts stores
Yeah.
right here in my area. And
Well, those 24 to 30-year-olds, those are the people that are kind of checking out and not shopping
yeah,
on eBay. And those are the people in the workforce with the money right now. Those are the corporate jobs. Those are the
yeah,
people that have the disposable income and they're buying houses and cars and all kinds of whatever they want.
yeah.
And the eBay audience, for the most part, is that they're our age. They're an older generation. They're our age and older, much older. And they
Yes.
just
Well,
haven't
not
done a
much older
lot
than
to
me.
nurture
I just had a
that
birthday,
younger.
Corey.
Yeah, me too. We're both 36 and 37.
I'm 1 year younger than Corey, believe it or not.
Younger. Yeah. You keep telling
That's
yourself
exciting. That's exciting. I'm gonna look forward to. I know, you and I talk in the background. Well, sometimes the only time we talk is here on the recording, but when we're busy. But I'm
That's
very
uncommon.
interested to see how this is gonna work out for you.
We're excited
Again,
about it.
take a look at it. It's not something that everybody's going to be able to do, but if you have that skill set and to build a professional looking website and get it out there.
The thing too is
I think it's great.
I looked at a bunch of these vintage clothing seller websites that are out there, and there's some nice ones out there. Like there's plenty of competition.
Yeah.
Very few of them are marketing.
Well, that's a big thing. Yeah. That's if people don't know you're there. Well, the thing of it is with what you're doing though, the Vintage Thrifted, even if there were, 100 other sites that were the same sort of thing,
You got to find the right thing.
not all of them are going to find, not all of them are going to have the 2005 Warrant Black Devils We Trust World Tour graphic band t-shirt.
Not all of them.
They're not
Probably not
that.
two of them.
Yes. And so that people are going to search around. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's a good avenue to scale.
It could flop,
scale up.
We'll see.
Yes. So very cool. So that was like a 20-minute commercial for Corey.
Yeah,
I like
to a bunch of resellers who are not going to buy.
Who are not going to buy anything.
That's
yeah,
poor
but
marketing.
Well, hopefully they think
But
that's
tell your
cool
kids,
and it gets their brain
tell your
spinning.
kids, the ones that don't want to buy any, tell them about it.
Yeah. Well, just to get people wheels spinning about, eBay being an older platform and an older audience and trying to think of ways to get people to do something that's, younger. I know that
I'm pretty optimistic when it comes to the whole reselling thing, the used good market. I'm pretty optimistic in that.
Yeah.
But if eBay doesn't figure out a way to start tapping into that younger market, you're going to see more of these type of things happening. Maybe not on your own site. Maybe it's on District. Maybe it's on Poshmark, maybe Mercari, whatever. But I think you're going to see more of these platforms like this pop up because eBay is just missing a major economic segment of the population. Like there's a lot of money in that segment.
Yeah. Well, and I've talked about, doing the whatnot stuff. I know that, on here, the YouTube reselling audience don't want to hear from nothing about whatnot, but it is a newer platform. It's exciting. It's that live selling. I think that there is a lot of younger people because it's the instant satisfaction of, hey, I saw that. I'm going to buy that right now. If you can hype that. But I have seen some stuff in the setup of whatnot as far as listing your items. There is a marketplace. There's a marketplace where you have items listed, much like an eBay. And I think that they are getting ready to implement an offline auction thing, much like when you put something on eBay as an auction on eBay, it'll be the same sort of a thing on whatnot.
And they do have a young audience there. I mean, that's primarily a young audience, I would almost say.
And so, you have your regular shows, but if you can build up your marketplace items over there, let's say if you niche down to say all the vintage stuff, and people started to know, hey, I don't have to go watch Ken sell something, and be goofy for an hour or two. But I can go straight to his marketplace store, and all of that stuff is searchable. And there's promotion to some of that stuff as well.
When they start thinking of themselves as more of a search engine for products, they could really, because they have the market, like they have that demographic.
Yeah.
So if they make that stuff more in line with, I'm looking for this shirt, and I could just go search and find it.
Yeah.
I think they could do some damage.
I think you can do that on the marketplace portion. And that's the same with the district stuff. You know, the district, that's a similar sort of platform where you can do some live selling, but there's also the marketplace part of it that goes along. So yeah, some of those newer platforms that are catering or getting that younger audience, not only as buyers, not only as sellers, but the buyers in there. There's
the disadvantage to that model. The only issue with that, and the reason we didn't go to another platform per se, the issue with that model is they already have to know, I want to buy this thing and I want to buy it on Whatnot, and I'm gonna go see if they have it. Yeah. As to where on our model, we're set up with the way we're doing it to where they do like everybody else in the US and around the world does. And they say, I want to buy this thing, but I have no idea where I want to get it. And they go to Google and they search for a 2005 Warrant vintage t-shirt. And we catch them in the beginning of their journey before they say, oh, well, you could get that on Whatnot. And then they click through and go do that. We're actually one of the places they find on Google now, or will be shortly once our marketing kicks in. And that's getting them when they're searching for it. That the search almost always starts on Google. And the fact that eBay struggles so hard to do that marketing or be transparent about their offsite marketing, it is such a crippling side of eBay. Like as a marketer, not being transparent with your marketing is horrible. Like most of their ads fail immediately. If you're not using like a decent white background or a solid color background, you can't even advertise the thing on Google. They'll take it off eventually. If you have words in your photograph, like you put the photograph, but then you put words on the photo, it's gone. Google takes it down. Like there's so many reasons that your eBay products won't make it through a Google search into their marketing site, even if you're paying for it.
You're paying for that, and then they're just getting deleted, and eBay's getting the money, and you're getting nothing.
Yeah, they're just taking money for nothing. It's ridiculous. I could never trust that platform to do the offsite marketing. They're just not. They need to be transparent about what it is that's actually getting shown and how much you're paying and what you're paying for.
And when some of these other up and coming platforms like the district and like the Whatnots and stuff, when you Google Lens something, or when you Google search, when they can start getting that stuff into their marketplace items into the Google search results.
And you can if everything's right. But if you, for example, if you list a t-shirt, the free Google ads that come up, the shopping ads at the top of the page when you search for a product. Yeah. Those eBay runs because it's free. It costs them nothing. Yes. But if you go list a t-shirt and you don't put in your item specifics, if you don't put the color of the t-shirt, where it was made, the brand, the size of the t-shirt, and don't do it in a format that Google wants, they just won't show it. But eBay's not going to tell you that. They're just going to take your money. Yes. Like there's a lot of item specifics you have to have. Oh, eBay. Yeah, their offsite marketing is my main platform that I sell on. And but I sell to people that go to eBay to buy. Yes. For the most part. Yeah. Almost I'm sure all of my customers are like 90% are return buy, like they're buyers that have bought on eBay before. They're not necessarily returned to you, but returned to eBay. Right. 99%. We have a few that buy that are first-time buyers, but that's not common. Yeah, that's those are that's sad. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other set of topics and marketing and advertising. It makes me sad. But man, we've been chatting here for a while. I think we're gonna get this told you we'd get Resellery. Yeah, eventually in the show we did get Resellery. Holiday live tour coming up Wednesday, October 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. normal. Yep. And so we're trying to line up some guests, or we got some stuff going for that. That should be fun. So if you're still here at this point, this late hour in the show, we should talk about that earlier next week, Corey, because we'll only be like about a week or so away. We probably should. And I'll write myself a note to remember. It'll be way less Resellery, probably. Yeah, probably will.
It probably. I need to do something a little more resellery. I've been doing reseller stuff, but it's not really anything. It's like, oh yeah, I cleaned out more in the storage units, and I brought this home, and
Just not make money stuff.
You know,
well, some of that stuff you have to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah,
there's a certain part of our week that goes to that.
Phenomenal winter. Is because I have plenty of inventory now. I just have to really buckle down and get it done. And
Teresa's been hitting. We bumped like 3 months ago. I think we bumped our 500 a day to 600 a day.
Okay.
And she's been hitting that and even passing it most days. Like we've had some. eBay's been good to us. Like
good.
So if they like this whole episode sounded a little anti-eBay. It's really not. eBay's been super good to us for the demographic that shops on eBay.
Now you just sound like you're backpedaling and sucking up to the juggernaut that.
No, don't shut me down, eBay. You're still my paycheck.
Yeah, Grams and Pops Vintage on eBay. Take a look at that account. You know, see if you
or just fix your marketing. Maybe that would help.
Yeah, there you go. Then we could all and all you sellers that are ruining it for the rest of us by
that's one problem you can't really do anything about. There's always going to be.
I liked how you said that earlier, that there are, eBay people look at eBay as a whole. They don't know where they're getting it from.
No.
And
ask them where they bought it.
Not
say
pulling
eBay.
their weight. Yeah. And we talked about that once before. That always gets heat. That always gets grief. That always. But now Cory's on Amazon. He's a bookseller.
Yeah.
He's a vintage clothes seller.
I'm like an onion, just peeling layers over here. I'm everywhere.
And making me cry. That's more. That's
probably
is. So, hey, everybody have a good week. Cory, anything else for the people?
No, let's get out of here.
All right. Everybody have a great week, and we will see you next Monday on the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.